Well, hey there, YouTube. I don't know. I want to get serious, I guess, because normally I'm playing video games and whatnot, but today I'm more serious. Where do I even start? Just a lot of crap in the news really concerns me. Um, we the old news is Muslims beheading Christians, but yet it still continues. And then we got Russia, who bombs our allies who are who we're fighting alongside with to fight ISIS, and yet we have fart blossoms, bombing our allies who are fighting ISIS. However, um, I was reading that the Orthodox Church over there, has petitioned the president, basically saying they want to have a holy war against ISIS. Yay! Not really. That is A, scary, and B, awesome as well. Awesome. And the reason I say scary, because, look in history. Holy wars means people die. I'm not a fan of people dying. However, I am a fan how shall I say it? Making evil disappear. Yes. Now, granted, I know evil won't really disappear. It will come back in another form, but beat it back with 2x4 hard enough, it kind of goes in hiding for a while. And, that's kind of what I'm hoping happens. And, we, like what Germany even is having issues, all of Europe, actually, because they're taking in these Syrian refugees, which is great. Do not get me wrong. It's great. However, we're putting a band-aid over the problem instead of doing something over in their country to help them take back their country. We're integrating them into our society, which is not working according to every news source I see. Where they want their own law implemented. I've seen a video of this poor teenage girl getting beat by another teenage boy who was Middle Eastern. And, he was chastising her for her not dressing modestly. But modest enough. It was, it was fall wear. Come on. And then you got this dude that just thinks he's the #1 stunner or whatever, and he just starts wailing on this girl. Nobody helps her. That the video showed anyway, and I'm like, dude, if it would have been me, oh god, it would have been on. On like Donkey freaking Kong. Just saying, you don't hit women. That stuff pisses me off. Really, it does. Then what you got all this crap going on here in America that, is like what we got a president who believes he's a dictator, or at least he acts like one. Whether he believes it or, calls it that is, I don't care. It is what it is. I see he acts like a dictator. But that's because our Congress doesn't have the balls to, do anything. So, it's, yeah. And then so stupid. I mean, there's a reason why there's constitutional powers broken up between three branches of government, so that one does not get more powerful than the other. Checks and balances. There's a reason why you can take a bill 3 times, not 1, not 2, but 3 times to the president. And if he vetoes it 3 times, it goes through anyway. There's a reason why for that. And, it's like I'll read something, oh, the president vetoed it. You're like, go back through 2 more times. You're golden. Promise. What else? Oh, we have the Supreme Court unconstitutionally making new laws. We have the president trying to make new laws, but yet he seems to be unwilling to uphold the Constitution of the United States. I don't know about you, that kind of doesn't sound like a president. Somebody who just did one of these when taking the oath. Just crossed his fingers behind his back like Obamacare. The biggest joke ever. Okay? Because when I read about this thing, it was supposed to have been a good thing. It was supposed to reduce prices. It was supposed to be some competition for the other insurance companies and whatever. I have friends who, because of it, they lost their healthcare package. Some of them actually used it. And it pissed me off because they no longer could it wasn't a matter of could they afford it at that point. It was that the package no longer existed. And then you read about other families who are barely making it, and a family of like maybe 4, okay, and wife, husband, 2 kids, right? Well, they're paying what, $2,000, $4,000, whatever for this shit. I'm sorry, this garbage. And that's what it is. It's garbage. Because I had it. I had to get it actually. Because I had an umbilical hernia and whatever. And with my job, they lay people off and you lose your benefits. Job. That I understand that. So I got this thinking that, it would be great. It'd be fine, right? Well, yeah, it did, but no, because I got it. I was paying $85 a month or something like that. Okay, cool. And I'm paying $85 a month. And when I go in for the surgery, I knew I was gonna need. It didn't go up. surprisingly. But I had a $6,000 doctor bill. $6,000 between my doctor and between the hospital. Well, that's okay. If you make that kind of money, where, and granted, they worked with me, they let me do plans and whatever, but I guess what my thing is that if I would have been able to get a plan outside of Obamacare that was affordable, like how it would have been several years ago, it would have. I actually pay more through my work per paycheck than I did for Obamacare. A few years ago, I paid what I'm paying for Obamacare. No, less. I was paying. Yeah, it was, my bad. What I was paying per month for Obamacare, I was paying maybe a little bit more. We're talking maybe $10 more for a plan that actually, would have paid up to like $1,000 of, my surgery. Please tell me, somebody, where's the logic in this? I mean, granted, everybody has health care now. But guess what? Nobody can afford it. Nobody. I mean, we already had stuff on the books. Medicare, Medicaid, and all that. That was for the lower income families and things like that. That if it would have been properly structured and properly used and properly funded, it would have been almost the same thing as the Obamacare thing, except that it would not have enforced a penalty for you not to have this. Which, by the way, is unconstitutional as well. I don't give a flying you-know-what the Supreme Court says. From what I read, taxation, no representation. And that's how they got it by. They're like, oh, no, it's not a penalty, it's a tax. Well, who represents that taxation? Just thinking, But that's yeah. I don't know, that burns me. Another thing that burns me is this whole BS about them trying to repeal the Second Amendment or get around it. Yeah, well, here let me explain something to people. And if you already know this, you know where I'm going with this. Most likely, Second Amendment is not for hunting. It is not for getting food. The Founding Fathers did not put that in there thinking muskets. They put that in there knowing that they broke away from a oppressive government who was not about to give them the freedoms that they were going to give to the people here. They also brilliantly had the foresight to see that, hey, you know what? Things are going to change at some point. I could see them, the future government, trying to do the same thing that the British tried. you know. So, they put the Second Amendment in there so it would give the power to the people to defend ourselves from the government. And you're like, you're anti-government. No. No, I'm anti whatever this is. This is not government that we have. I mean, this is like a big blob of what the heck. I mean, we are in debt way above our eyeballs. Like literally $1 million a minute. Okay? We have not paid off the loan from World War I. Not paid it off. If I don't pay off my loan, I have a finite amount of money. And here these jokers are, they just go print until inflation occurs. Hyperinflation, which I hate to say, but I think we're on the verge of. You know, China and Russia are trying to destabilize their own currency. You know, and they're trying to do it on purpose. They're trying to default on loans and things like that. Why? Because our money backs theirs. If they default on the loan, then yeah, it's just a whole bunch of not good. Then we have. Oh wait, I'm still on the Second Amendment, right? So, the problem that we're having is that we got this group of people over here who are going, oh, guns are bad, they kill people. And then we got these people going, we like our guns, we like our this, we like our that. Okay, and then, you know, we got people in the middle going, I understand, no, I don't understand, and I understand some. That would be me. I'm more conservative, I'm more in the middle. You know, I look at the left, like, well, I'm not talking Democrats, I'm talking far left. Like, we're talking way out left field. Okay? These guys think that it's okay that Planned Parenthood sells baby parts. They don't see babies or unborn children as living humans, which makes no sense at all. Okay? If you have an animal and you teach a child about, you know, take a dog. Okay? Dog has puppies. You know, when she's pregnant, you go to the kid, you know, well, what's in her tummy? Oh, it's a baby doggy. You know, we teach our kids this. I mean, it's okay for us to talk about them as what they actually are, but when it comes to us, we can't. That makes no sense. You know, not to mention that, say, if somebody kills a pregnant woman, that they most likely will get double murder charges. Why? That baby fetus baby mini human developing, unborn, still inside, is a life, and the courts recognize it as such. Just saying. But yet, still, they go, oh, Planned Parenthood is great, blah, 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 blah. And then they go, guns kill people. I know I'm ranting, but I feel I need to rant. I really do. I'm sorry, guys. I am. But I see all this crap, and it irritates the ever-living crap out of me. It really, really does. Okay? You got these guys who go, guns kill people. And then you got guys like me who look, nod, and try not to laugh. Why is that? Why do they say guns... Seriously, was the metal somehow, irritated? Was it influenced by other guns? What, do we need to, do we need to put these guns in therapy? What makes a good gun from a bad gun? Are they all bad guns? Or, is it the materials they're made from? What was the metal, mistreated somehow? He touched me, I'm serious. If you think about it in that way, it makes no sense, right? Right. Okay. And also, if we're going to go with that logic, cars or drunk drivers, what happens when you get into a wreck? It's not the car's fault. It's a piece of equipment that I am, I'm trained. I have a license to drive, to pilot, right? It is my fault if I get into a wreck. Why? For various reasons. Brake failure. Well, if the brakes fail, they're, very, very, very small. Small! We're talking like 2-3% chance that the brakes just go. No warning at all. Odds are, though, when your brakes are needing changed. You hear grind, you hear, they kind of go, you know the feeling I'm talking about, the little pulsating whatever feel. When your car needs maintenance. So the odds are, even if your brakes fail, it's still your fault. Why? You did not do proper maintenance on your car. Or, let's see, alcohol. Oh, yeah. So, do you blame it on alcohol? Or the people? People consuming the alcohol who were irresponsible, got drunk, or had enough that they could not drive. And it's like, well, do you take it the bottle? Do you take it the person? Oh, easy. You're gonna take it the person. Easy. I read about gun manufacturer who got sued for somebody else's crime. True thing. They got sued and lost. I don't know why. So now, with this president, now you can in theory sue car companies for your error, which makes no sense. Shouldn't have been able to sue the manufacturer because, number one, the gun did its job. It did shoot a bullet. It did not discharge. It did not hang up or did not, lock up or whatever. It did what it was designed to do. It was the person who had the gun in their hand who made the poor decision to shoot people. But yet the manufacturer gets in trouble. Makes no sense. None. None at all. And then we got this double standard now. I'm be flat out honest. I'm a Christ follower. I love Jesus Christ, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all that, right? I am a disciple of Jesus. Do I get things right? No. Not all the time. Not supposed to. That's why he came and died for us. Forgiveness of our sins. That's that is for another video. But my point is, the double standard now is that we got all these Muslims who are coming in, and they hate outsiders. They hate other religions, and they want nothing more than to either see us convert or die. And this has been proven time and time again. Time and time again. Every time there is a shooting and there is a Muslim involved or Middle Easterner, most people assume that they are Muslim, just because they kill us. And the double standard is that they are being recognized for their First Amendment right. Yet we are not. Everybody else is coming against us. Even though it is very apparent that they are, for it seems anyway, out to change America into something it was not meant to be. It wasn't. Don't take my word for it. Go on Google and look up the history. The real history. Not this BS that they have nowadays in textbooks. I'm talking the older history. Why do I say the older history? Because it's more correct. What else here? Oh, yeah. Now we have Obama, who in his, I won't even call it wisdom, because it's not. But in his haste, has decided to sign an executive order yet again to have all the federal all the federal job applications remove the not the background check, the box or whatever, talking about if you have a felony. he wants to press this through to every business and mandate that every business remove this. Their reasoning is that felons have already served their time and deserve to work without scrutiny. I kind of see this, but if you are to remove this, then how is a employer to evaluate properly? I'm being serious. How would they evaluate properly? Is this the type of person I want in my company? Or it would be something that would be brought up within an interview. Most likely, if somebody were to go with it, and then you would go from there. You would get the feel for, okay, this person has really changed. You will be able to do the proper background checks, make the phone calls you need to make. I know most businesses just go file 13. But if you're reasonable, depending on what type of felony it is, you'll actually look and go, okay, and talk to the person, whatever. Okay. Federal government, Obama. Federalized Obama. That should be a hashtag or whatever nowadays. But he has decided that no, you don't even need to do that. They've served their time, and no. I'm sorry, no. They have served their time for what they've done, yes. But like I said, a employer should be aware of the possibility of a recurring issue. And if not, then you gained a good employee, hopefully. But that's there for a reason. And also, to use his logic, if he does that for that, then I say remove the felony check for guns. Oh, I bet you're not gonna do that. Well, why? I mean, so, Take gun shops, banks. Robber gets out of the joint. If he hasn't really gone, actually, I don't know what you want to call it, gotten with the program or whatever, He might just go, give me a job at the bank, make me a quick score. Well, if you remove the felony thing from it, well, you might wind up hiring a felon who just goes, hey, I work at a bank. They have no idea. Because, when you're doing a background check, I would hope that it would flag. It should flag either way. It really should. But the employer has the right to know. That's all I gotta say about that. Let me see what else is going on. Russia. We got Russia turning back into the Soviet Union. Like literally, Putin's just kind of like, hey, shut this out, America. And it is literally funny and scary. It's funny because I know we got a president who's a big puss, and he's like, I'll just talk them to death. And it's like, no. You need to be a man of action. Be a commander-in-chief, dude. You know, there is time for negotiation and a time to, show that you got kahunas. Just saying. And from what I've seen from the Republican side of candidates, there's probably about 3 or 4 men who I think would actually have the kahunas. Not saying escalate to war. I'm saying to show bravado enough to go, yeah, we ain't gonna put up with your crap. And, look leaders like that in the face and go, I see. Yeah, no. That just don't happen. Sorry. Yeah, try again later. No. Like that Iran deal that our fearless leader did with Iran. Congress passed through a thing saying that if Iran violates their thing, that basically they go to war. Which, if I would have been negotiating that deal, I would have told them that, yeah, you can research nuclear energy. That's perfectly fine. And then I would say, since you guys don't really have access to uranium, I recommend that you use thorium. And by the way, that really is an element. And they would not be able to weaponize it. But they have plenty of sand, and they would be able to refine a lot of thorium isotope from it. The reason you cannot weaponize this stuff, I love this, you cannot weaponize it, because once you do, it becomes so highly radioactive, so highly unstable, that all the control elements for such a explosive device, because it has to be a controlled explosion, would literally break down because of the amount of radiation. So, either it would go nuclear before they even got it out the door, or it would go nuclear, like probably 10 seconds after takeoff. And that's an arbitrary number. I would say more time than that, but still, it would go nuclear in the air. It would not even come close to its target. Oh yeah, and the plane itself would most likely crash because it would irradiate the pilots. If they used a drone, same thing about the explosive components. It would irradiate all the electronics, rendering the drone useless. So, yeah, thorium. Just saying, Donald Trump, if you become president, whoever becomes president, if y'all redo this deal, tell them to do thorium. Thorium is safe. Safe for us. Because we don't trust them to play with uranium. Uranium for them is a no-no. So, thorium. Just remember thorium. I've thought about that one for a while. I've been at work today. So I only had 8 hours to think about that. What else have we got? Hillary Clinton. Oh my God. That is just a crock. On one side, it seems like they've tried to go on a witch hunt. On the other side, though, go get her. I mean, they brought out email after email after email after email. That just, it was, she was like, okay, and I understand this too, that she was like, well, it was more important that I speak to people face to face or on the phone than than email on the computer. Okay, cool. That's fine. But then there's stuff from national security stuff being sent over an unsecured email server that was hacked by Germany, that was hacked by Russia, I believe China as well. Confirmed hacks. And it was so unsecure, because I do IT, I understand this. It was so unsecure that they're like, yeah, they definitely got something off her server. Probably everything. So, yay. Granted, the scope of the actual inquiry was about Benghazi. They wanted to go full scope everything. I mean, I don't know that I blame them too much, but they should have actually clarified that about it, but the Republicans wanted to. They're basically trying to slander her, which, I mean, if they would have done this before if her emails, I should say, what came out before she ran for president, I would have been somewhat okay with it. Not that I'm okay with what she did. There is physical evidence that she told her daughter and told several other leaders over in the Middle East that it was really an attack, and then told everybody else in America that it wasn't. It was something else, And even though there was cries for security about 300 different times, them asking for security over there. At that point, I don't know. I don't know whether it was just pure ignorance or what, but yeah, somebody dropped the ball somewhere. And I mean, some people go, who cares about Benghazi? Well, you know what? Kinda do. I mean, people died over there. And we're finding out that they were saying, we need help. You know, they're finding out that, hey, not only did they ask once, not twice, but 300 different times they requested for a boost in security, and they would not do it. And her all along saying that she had no idea. Could have happened? Maybe. Do I actually believe that? No. Why? Because you're the head of you're the Secretary of State. That is your thing. Eventually you will be briefed on this. And if not, she had a major problem that was not addressed. I mean, in the event of that, I go, then it's still your problem. I mean, you are the Secretary of State. You answer. And then, what else? Then the Republicans, though, them guys, talk about your double standard. I mean, the mainstream media is just unfair to them guys. No, Democrats, they just kind of, they're there. You know, they coddle them. And it's sickening, you know. And it's like, no. If you're going to do that to Republicans, do that to Democrats. See how they react. Dare ya. I would. I wouldn't double standard it. Like, well, I'm going to treat you guys the same way I'm treating them, or vice versa, you know. Just like the Republican debate. That was just stupid. That was so stupid. Just how, number one, you have media people asking the questions instead of actual informed people asking questions. You know, people who will actually allow the questions to be answered, and people who will actually hear the answer. Where these guys just kind of did I'm talking about the panel at this point, not the guys on the stage, but the guys asking the questions are just being plain stupid. Questions they were asking. And, you know, it's like, what are you doing? And then you got Jeb Bush up there attacking Rubio. For whatever reason. I won't say whatever reason. Probably got a pep talk from mommy and daddy. You know, hey, go attack him. He's, you know, and I loved it. I loved Ted Cruz's response. Not to the question, but a blunt response to how they were being treated. Which is true. You know, it's like they're, you know, they were asking Democrats, you know, who's the most handsome, who's the most wise. Reminds me something of the Middle East. Oh, he's the most wise king. Oh, he's the most handsome king. Oh, you know, it's just... And then you got these guys going, so what would you do with this? What would you do with that? How you expect your tax plan to work. You know, and it's like, well, that's all well and good, but you didn't do that with them. Do it with them. Oh, they already know that they don't have a plan. They're just planning on charisma the same way Obama got in. Hey, I'm Santa Claus. I give you everything in this country for free, and all the taxpayers will pay for it for you. By the way, I'm going to reject the major pipeline that would give 80,000 people jobs, but instead I want you guys to live off the welfare system, you know. I don't know. I think I'm about done ranting. You know, we've got our government sending money all over. Middle East to the Muslim Brotherhood, you know, for God knows why. You know, if we know where they're at, you know, blow them up. You know, I'm sorry, but these guys are the ones trying to kill us. Quit sending them money. Quit sending them guns. You know, when we have problems at home that we should fix. I'm not just talking about veterans. I'm talking about infrastructure. I'm talking about the fact that our unemployment is still high as can be. The only reason why the numbers of unemployment are going down is because their unemployment is running out. People still can't find jobs. Jobs are insanely hard to find. Especially in Illinois. Don't know why. They just are. Everybody wants one, and we got Mitsubishi who's shutting down their plant and whatever. It's people, basically people getting out of Dodge. You know, we haven't passed a budget yet, so you know this is how bad it is. If you win the lotto and more than $600, all you get, excuse me, for the time being is $600. So, yay! And thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. You know, if you like me, do this. If not, do this. Be constructive and don't just attack me, because I'm just letting out my frustrations of what I see, and you know, I don't really know anything other than to pray to the one who actually can do something about it. But I also see that that's not the entire solution, because this is our country. This is our problem. And I think it's time that we take our country back. I think it's time that we assert ourselves as a country for the people, by the people. The people in Washington are our civil servants and should be reminded of such. So I would say if there's a representative in either house, in fact I'll say whatever branch government, and they are blatantly not doing their job, recall them. You have that power. Recall them. Because they're not doing their job. I can tell you one more thing before I leave here. That they make more on a part-time job than somebody I'm just gonna say probably a Caterpillar supervisor or something like that. Because I looked it up one time. I was curious. Caterpillar supervisor makes about $100,000 a year. That's a full-time factory job, full of responsibilities. And then you got these guys who just kind of do willy-nilly, and they're seeming not be accountable to anyone. I think it's time to make our civil servants accountable to the people once again.